I hope you're doing well. This is Crystal Racing. I know I would be talking about Formula One usually, but it doesn't even feel right to talk about Formula One because I think I have a lot of things to get off my chest. Honest to God, with the way things have been going on in my country, the UK, Britain, Great Britain, England. Okay, England's only a constituent part of the home nations, but things have been so bad this month. I never thought the Labour government that this country elected under Keir Starmer would tank this badly within just about a month of being in charge. I thought it'd be like 2 years until some serious civil disturbances would occur. 1 month. I really don't know what to say, to be honest. I have never felt this pessimistic, this bleak, this grim about the future of this country. I don't even know where to begin. It's that bad. Like, now, obviously, it would be very short-sighted of me. Hello to the person who's joined me live. I hope you're doing well this evening, afternoon, wherever you are. But, yeah, things in the UK have been terrible. Really bad. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to do a poll asking you who's the better driver, in your opinion, Alonso or Vettel, because I'm not going to be talking too much about Formula 1 in this poll, in this video, I beg your pardon. I hope you're doing very well this evening, but I have been seeing future statistics and sort of future broadcasts for the UK in 40-odd years' time. And I even did a poll on my own Crystal Racing Twitter page because it's been dawning on my mind so much that I even asked a question to everyone. Do you think the UK will remain a first world country come 2065 or something like that? And 66% of those 150 votes that I saw came out as a no. I don't even know where to begin with that sort of statistic. That's just like, wow, I don't even know what to say. Now, in terms of my own personal life, okay, I don't have, oh, hello, 21 people watching. I hope you're doing very well this afternoon, this evening, I beg your pardon. Bloody hell, that's a lot of people. I didn't think I'd be getting so many. Of course, this is a Formula 1 channel. Of course, is it the Dutch Grand Prix that's on this weekend? I've lost track. Yeah, do not be afraid to chat in the comments below, the chat below. Of course, Max Verstappen is still leading a championship by some long, big margin, but Mercedes have been the form team as far as I'm aware, with Hamilton getting 2 wins and George Russell winning in Austria. Yeah. Obviously, I don't really know how to rank all the drivers so far this season. You know, I think Max Verstappen roughly comes out on top. But of course, he's not been totally perfect in recent races, fighting and squabbling with his engineer at Hungary and having that collision with Lewis Hamilton. Although I do kind of put the blame on Lewis Hamilton a bit for I think Max is a bit too impetuous with trying to overtake Hamilton. What accent is this? It is a it's kind of like a weird cross between a Derbyshire accent, but it's like also I've got, well, some people used to say I sounded like I came from Birmingham, which is strange because I've never lived in Birmingham. But yeah, I come from the East Midlands in Britain, which is, yeah, I live around Derby-ish. Hence why I've got this sort of accent. Yeah. Really hard to pick who I would pick my second best driver of the season. I think early on I thought it was Lando Norris, but his format's just been all over the place in the past few races. Thank you. Thank you. Latifi is to go. Latifi is to go. Yeah, Latifi is to go. Absolutely indeed. I think Alonso is pretty much won this vote already, to be honest. 10 votes. I agree. Alonso is the better driver. Now, if you ask me what I think in terms of what each driver is better at, Alonso is the better race driver in terms of car control and general race management. But in terms of developing a car, setting up a car, giving feedback, working in a team, then I would actually give it to Sebastian Vettel. Because you've got to realise when Vettel had that Red Bull, all he had to do was just keep getting the car on pole position, outperforming Mark Webber and winning races in it, which he did pretty well if you ask me. Okay, I know there were some error-strewn races here and there, but he got 4 World Championships, and I think as long as the statistics all care about, that's all they care about. The record books, whether you think Alonso is the more talented racing driver, Vettel is the more successful one. I know obviously he had quite a lot of luck in that he was a member of the Red Bull Junior Academy, and he climbed the ladder to becoming their #1 driver. Michael Schumacher was better. Yeah, I would actually agree, but I am just comparing these two because they come from the same generation more than anything else. But thank you, Alton, and thank you, Sugarinus and the Moisto, for joining me. Of course, I've never seen you before on this channel. It's great to see some new faces around here because I always have a habit of talking to the same people. I think I'm going to have to ask the question now. Which country would you rather live in? I mean, because I am really quite worried about the sort of things that's going on in the UK at the moment. The never-ending arguments over policing, people arguing over who is getting preferential treatment when it comes to crime, policing, houses, hospitals, schools, jobs, and so on. And I'm going to ask you, which country would you prefer to live in? I know this sounds a bit out there. I'm going to give you 4 options. I hope you, thank you for the like. Of course, a lot of people have stopped watching. That's a bit of a shame, but what can I do? Of course, I am trying to work out who my second best driver of the season is. You know, I started with Max Verstappen. I mean, goodness me, it's really hard to pick number 2 because, of course, there's been so many drivers up and down the grid. I would probably roughly pick Charles Leclerc to be my second best driver in Formula 1 right now, if I'm going to be honest. It's not really the easiest to pick, but not everything can be perfect. Ronaldo, Messi. Messi's the better footballer, mate. I know Ronaldo scored more Champions League goals, but Messi's just a better playmaker. He can play in way more positions than Ronaldo. He can create the sort of passes that Ronaldo could only imagine trying to do in his sleep and whatever. But this is not a football channel. This is a Formula 1 channel, and drivers. Yeah, Vettel. I knew you would pick Sebastian Vettel. Of course, I know you'd pick Sebastian Vettel. What would the world look like if Mr. Agara picked Alonso over Vettel? I beg your pardon. goodness me, are you kidding with the first vote? I'm not, I don't even know what to say about the first vote. Like, are you trolling me? I really hope this is not some troll. But hopefully more people will vote by second poll. In this second poll, which country would you prefer to live in? Do you really want to live in the United Kingdom? Really? Like, what like, oh my God, is it really? Are the other three countries of Poland, Czech Republic, and Denmark that bad? Is it really that bad? 2 votes, and both of them have gone to the UK. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, second best driver of the season. I don't know this sounds crazy to pick him. It's got to be Charles Leclerc. I know obviously he's had his troubles trying to deal with Carlos Sainz, and he's only had 1 race victory this season, but compared to Norris, Piastri, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, and of course the 2 Aston Martin drivers, he's honestly had a better season than pretty much everyone else than Verstappen. I know he's not been 100% consistent, but Ferrari don't exactly have what I would call like a car that's anywhere near close to being the outright second fastest car on the grid after Red Bulls. And consistency and race management is always a perennial issue at the Scuderia. It's not like, as a Kimi Raikkonen fan, I am well aware of how badly Ferrari run their team. So I am going to pick Charles Leclerc as my second best driver of the season. Third best, I would probably go with Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz. Cannot get his name out of my mouth today. Yes, just joined Williams this season. Not this season, the next season. What am I talking about? I feel like I haven't even drank a sip of alcohol yet. I can't even string a sentence to get it. It's been that long since I've been doing live streams, Oh my goodness me. Oh my bloody hell. 4 people have picked the UK. Like, dude, have you, like, everything you've seen for the past month, like, are you telling me, like, that didn't happen? Like, all the riots, all the protests, all the people getting worried about how the government is clamping down on free speech and just randomly throwing people to jail. Like, do you really think you're going to get off scot-free if, like, you say, like, someone's burgled your house? Because I know, I can tell you, like, someone will come in and tell you that. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you're doing well, Jimbo. Never seen you before in my life. But I hope you're doing well here at Crystal Racing. Try Hard. I don't even know who Try Hard is, but anyway, that's an interesting name to give your channel. Yeah. 2 for I've picked the 2 Ferrari drivers, my second and third best drivers of the season. Okay, cheers, mate. Yeah. 4th best driver of the year. Like, this was really a weird F1 season because I'm really struggling to do like a top 10 list for this year. Like, no one's been like truly outstanding, but no one's been like really bad, if you understand what I mean. Like, I'm tempted to pick George Russell, but George Russell is something, is inconsistent. Same for Lewis Hamilton. Don't know. Alonso has dropped off quite a lot in the last 4 or 5 races, and frankly, I don't even know where to put him because honestly, like, how is he like basically level pegging with Lance Stroll? Okay, I got the message, Jim. Okay, I don't. Okay. But anyway, I've literally picked, I don't know. But then, of course, I have to remember the two McLaren drivers are sick. Well, the two McLaren drivers are there, but with Lando Norris, I've been very disappointed with him. Because honestly, I think it feels like he should have won 4 or 5 races by now. But he's only had one win at Miami. And that's really disappointing considering how quick the McLaren is. I mean, obviously, I would put him ahead of Piastri, but Piastri has definitely begun to close in on him in terms of raw pace and results. But yeah, it feels like this season is a year that's going to be a year of missed opportunities for the Papaya team from Woking. I know that's really harsh to say Norris 6th and Piastri 7th, but though that McLaren is, I think, is actually the fastest car on the grid right now, and yet they've only had 2 wins the whole year, which is, considering how much Red Bull have actually struggled recently. God, that's not very good, to be honest. Like, if you gave Max Verstappen their McLaren, I think Max would have won like 5 or 6 races by now, easily. Like, obviously, he's the best driver on the grid. Who comes 8th? I think Fernando Alonso has to come 8th. That's it. Like, that's not because I think he's been terrible, but that's because in the last 5 races, he's not been very impressive. I know there's been some people making excuses for him, saying if he's just underperforming because he can't be bothered, he's really disappointed with the car. But it's like, if you're saying that he's underperforming because he can't be bothered, then I can't really raise his ranking. That's just an indictment. Oh, this is just a European poll, mate. That's all I'm going to say. Like, let's not go into that. Yeah, I agree with you, say. Like, you could honestly pick anyone from, like, below the top 3 or 4. Yeah, thank you, Shorts. I hope you're having a great day in India. Like, yeah, I live in the UK, which is... I don't even want to get started on the UK at this point. But I hope you're doing very well where you live. But after the top 8, it really is a bit of a pick any name out of hat, and you could literally make a justification for it, whatever your bias is. I would probably pick Nico Hulkenberg 9th. I know he's not been like scoring loads of points, but his qualified performances have been fantastic, and he's just earned to move to Audi, so there must be some credit there. 10th, Yuki Tsunoda. I come from Derbyshire, my friend, which is probably why you might be struggling to understand my accent. He's not had an Alonso season. Well, that's one way of putting it. Say, yeah, this has not been particularly great from Alonso. It's been very average, really average. Like, even if you come with the excuse of he's not putting his weight because he's demotivated and he's disappointed in the car, well, that's still not a good enough excuse for me. Like, someone like Alonso should be doing better than finishing neck and neck with Stroll every race. That's just amazingly poor. 10th place, Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, I know Daniel Ricciardo has begun to close the gap on him in recent races, but he's been very good for his money. Like, he continues to improve. He's been driving more consistently. He's kept out of trouble. He's got a lot of good results. Like, I think you could give him quite a fair bit of praise. I think he deserves a place in the top 10. I mean, could Ricciardo overtake him the second half of the year? Possibly, but as far as I'm concerned, I've actually been fairly impressed with Yuki Tsunoda. 2nd year in a row, and I think he's been performing well. I know Chatter HD ranked him 14th, but my attitude towards that was like, are you kidding me? Like, he's definitely was like at least minimum top eight last year. I think more or less he's been really now being part of like the 10 best drivers on the grid, and that's not an exaggeration at this point. As for the rest of the grid outside the top 10, where do we even start? Oh, God. Ugh. Oh no, it's not good. Who is there? There's Ricciardo, there's Magnussen, but they're nowhere near 11th or 12th. The two Sauber boys, no. The two Williams drivers, no. Oh no, this is not good, is it? I don't even know where to begin. Sauber, Williams, oh God, they're awful. Oh, God. I think I'm going to have to go 11th Ocon and 12th Gasly. A bit of a controversial choice because I'm a Pierre Gasly fan, so I would prefer to put Gasly on top, but I think Ocon has actually performed a bit better this season. He's been faster in qualifying. Yes, I know Gasly had an overweight car at the start of the season, and then once they started giving upgrades to Gasly, he's caught up. But I think Ocon has been more consistent in terms of his general pace. But of course, his stupid driving at Monaco cost him his seat at Alpine, and has seen him move to Haas. It remains to be seen whether that's a good career move, but of course, there's been rumours that Alpine will be selling their team to high tech in the future, and they may well be ending their Renault engine factory deal, which would probably mean that the factory in France would probably close down. So that's 11th and 12th places done. I think that's a fairly decent place to put both of them because neither of them been super great, but neither of them been super bad. 13th and 14th, this is a real stretch now because I have to say the bottom 8 drivers of the grid have not been good at all this season. This includes the 2 Sauber drivers, the 2 Williams drivers, Sergio Perez, that makes it 5, Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, and of course Lance Stroll. Oh my goodness me, where do I put them? This is really hard. Oh God, this is tough now. Like picking a bottom 8 is horrible. Oh no, this is really bad. I know this might seem crazy, but I'm going to literally put Valtteri Bottas in the top. I'm going to put him 13th. He could have had 4 points this season. 4 points finishes, I beg your pardon, in China, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and I think Belgium, but due to the tyres falling off, the car having mechanical issues, he's failed to score a single point. And I have to say, if Sauber could actually get a house in order in terms of pit stops, car reliability, strategy, and all that sort of stuff, I think Bottas would have had 5 points by now, but that's just me being nice to him because I don't think he deserves the criticism he gets. And 14th, I would probably go with Daniel Ricciardo because he has improved a bit recently, but he's had a lot of points finishes, but then he's also had races where I would expect a lot more from him, and he's not performed. So it's a real mixed bag from Daniel Ricciardo. 15th, oh no, this gets harder, doesn't it now? I think I'm going to have to go with Sergio Perez. He's not improved at all this season. He's still struggling. He's struggling to threaten the top 5. He's struggling to get out of Q1. He's not won a race yet, despite the fact he's in a car that's leading the Constructors' Championship. It's been an all-round disappointment. 16th, I'll probably go with Lance Stroll. He could do better, but he's hardly anywhere near close to being the worst driver on the grid. 17th, Alex Albon. he's had a couple of points finishes, but apart from that, he's not done much else. 18th, Kevin Magnussen. He's out of a seat at the end of this year, so don't know what on earth's going to happen to him, and he's just not very quick anymore, is he? He's just not the same driver he was 4 or 5 years ago, and frankly, I think this is it for Kevin Magnussen's F1 career. I think he's going to be gone by the end of the year. His career is even further gone than some 19th. Now it's, of course, you know who the Bob 2 more. God, you could literally make a case for either Sargeant or Zhou being 19th or 20th. I don't even care. Like, it's neck and neck between those two. I'm not even going to bother talking about them. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Like, to be honest, you could make a case for Kevin Magnussen being the worst driver in the grid as well, but Zhou and Sargeant have not even been close to scoring points, so frankly, it's got to go to those two. Like, really disappointing. I mean, Sargeant has lost his seat to Carlos Sainz. He's definitely going to be done with Formula One at the end of the year. Zhou Guan Yu is still talking about having a future in Formula One, but I mean, that's probably going to be him remaining as a test driver or something. He's probably going to be out here testing, I don't know, God knows, reserve driver for Ferrari or Haas, I don't even know what. And he'll probably have his reserve seat paid for by, I don't know, some company linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Even though, frankly, it's now been 3 years, and let's be honest, he's not really shown any signs of improvement. I don't know why they waste money on him. It's just a waste of time now talking about Zhou Guan Yu. I know some people have said that he's had older parts and that he's not been getting upgrades, and it's like a car that's like 6 races older than Bottas's, but I think the reason why the team isn't prioritising Zhou at this point is because they know he's not capable of anything else more. 5th, I think Russell and Hamilton are 5th and 6th. I don't really know what else to say. It's just, it is what it is. There's nothing else I can say, to be honest. Most of the drivers are great. I'm just not really... They're not really, like, particularly interesting to talk about at this point. For what else could be said? For what has actually been a fairly decent season of Formula One, I don't really feel like the news stories have been a bit repetitive during the summer. You know, the Carlos Sainz to Williams deal was confirmed. Sergio Perez is probably going to stay on for the rest of the season. Like, apart from that, there's not been much to talk about. And of course, the seat at Mercedes is still vacant. It's still vacant because it's very clear that Carlos Sainz has probably got told by someone at Mercedes that they're not interested in him. I know there's been talks of Max Verstappen potentially jumping ship to Mercedes next year, but I mean, that all depends on how things go at Red Bull in the next few months, because of course that female employee who filed a complaint about Christian Horner has had a case dismissed. So that is one to watch out for. Like, what is going to happen next at Red Bull? Because they've lost Adrian Newey. I mean, Christian Horner looks like he's safe in his job. Of course, they confirmed Sergio Perez for the rest of the season. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what's coming next at Red Bull, to be honest. Like, I mean, to be honest, I don't really have much else to say. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you again next time.